250 Gemstones culture represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. We are more than journalism. We are a revolution. Come on, let's kick this door down and let everybody know we up in here. Welcome to the 250 Gemstones News TV. I got some news for you today. But before I begin, you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Pass me around Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media platforms, and you know how I feel about my chizzing. If you guys like to support the channel, Cash App, $Michael US. Also, check out my Spotify podcast, the 250 Gemstones Culture Podcast. Link is in the description. Y'all stay and watch the whole video. We need to talk. Oh man, Shaunie. Henderson, Shaunie O Neal, whatever you want to call her, Shaquille O Neal's ex-wife, feels the need to tell the world that she was never in love with him. She's one of the worst of the worst, in my opinion. She said that she had to let him go because he was a cheater. And I got some information. This man been cheating on her since the beginning. They both been cheating. But I'm going to get on her ass in a little bit later on in this segment right here. Later on this news segment. But she said she couldn't handle infidelity. She could not handle the infidelity. I got a video to play for y'all. And I'm going to be right back with you to give you my opinion. Let's go. Look at this. Never loved him.
What's the ups and downs of being married to me? Go ahead, you can say it. I give you permission to go ahead and say it.
20 years later, Shaunie Henderson spilling details about her marriage to ex-husband Shaquille O Neal, admitting she's not sure she ever truly loved the former NBA star during their 9-year marriage. The confession comes from Shaunie's new book, Undefeated, Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms, which released Tuesday. And now Shaq's responding to his ex-wife's eye-catching words, posting a short but sweet message to Instagram, seemingly reflecting on his past. I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either.
The ups, it's more ups, way more ups than downs.
It has to be.
Stop it.
And looks like Shaq's got no hard feelings after Shaunie's statement made its rounds on the internet, adding, "Wishing you all the best, all love." And in the caption, doubling down, "Trust me, I get it."
The downs, let's just say, he can't sit still for any length of time. He doesn't like a lot of amusement things, like amusement parks. Sometimes he has a little problem with sharing, such as closet space.
A source close to Shaq tells ET he hasn't read his ex's memoir yet, but knew she was writing it, and he supported that. ET's insider adding, Shaq believes Shaunie is allowed to tell her story and understands he wasn't the perfect husband, but he loved her and their family. He takes responsibility for the demise of their marriage and has had a lot of time to work on himself and grow. He will not have anything bad to say about her and wishes her well. So what exactly did Shaunie say about questioning her love for her ex? In an excerpt from the book, she says, "Looking back, I don't know that I was ever in love with the man, but I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with."
What? You know what's crazy? I'm kind of glad that she's revealing how destructive she is, because because a lot of women, they don't love their husband or their fiance. They love the little fairy tale, the rings and the carriages and the pretty dress and the big home and the little babies. And a lot of them don't love the little babies either. It's just the image. Like when they go out into the world, oh, I'm married, I have a home, I have a man, I have a husband, I have kids, I have this, I have that. But they never really love their man, get to know them, their spirit, their mindset. Millions of women are like Shaunie.
The ups, there's a lot. Let's see. You're really funny. You're very caring. You're just a good husband, a good dad.
I was in love with the idea of building a life together. I truly did enjoy spending time with him. Shaq and Shaunie first met in the late 90s, tying the knot in 2002, later welcoming 4 children together before calling it quits in 2011.
It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. And I definitely went through some struggles on whether to stay or leave. When I did leave, I went through, oh my God, here I am, what have I done? I'm by myself.
E.T. spoke with the reality star after their split, where she opened up about why it wasn't easy for her to end their marriage.
So, some people would say, oh, well, you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, I think...
You knew.
Yes, you do, but at the same time, you do think, okay, we're getting married, we're having kids, we're a family. Things are going to change. And that's probably a complete delusional thought process. But you do think that, or you have those hopes and like, you know what, this will all stop, it'll all go away, like Tinkerbell. And you're just the one that's like, okay, you look at those kids.
You met, for those of you that don't know, she was married when she was sleeping around with Shaquille O Neal. So she is no stranger to infidelity. The nerve of this woman.
You know, you're a family and you got to put that first.
Would y'all like my opinion? Would y'all like some of this 250 gemstone news commentary? Well, of course you do. That's why your ass is here. Shaunie, Henderson, O Neal, whatever you want to call it, is the worst of the worst. And here's why. What y'all don't know, and I just found out, Shaunie O Neal was pregnant with Shaquille O'Neal's baby, Sharif, while she was married to her first husband, Davin Baptiste. They had a son, and his name was Miles Baptiste. So Shaq didn't want this to get out. Shaq paid Shaunie O Neal's first husband lots of money to keep his mouth shut. And here's the thing. Davin Baptiste, Shaunie O Neal's first husband, used to work with Shaquille O'Neal on his clothing brand. They all know each other. So they're in business together, Shaquille O'Neal and Davin Baptiste. They're working together. Davin's married to Shaunie, and Shaq and Shaunie, they were fooling around while Shaunie was married. So Shaq knocked up a married woman who was Shaunie, right? Shaq had a girlfriend as well. Her name was Arnetta Yarborough. So Shaq had a girlfriend, Arnetta. Shaunie was married to Davin, and Shaunie and Shaquille, they had a baby while both of them were in a relationship with somebody else. And this heifer has the nerve to talk about she couldn't handle the infidelity. What? That's how y'all started. Y'all both cheaters and you're both liars. Remember how I said women who don't forgive, that never makes sense to wreck your family if your husband cheats. Please, that is not a reason to leave your family. If he didn't bring diseases or start another family, what is the problem? Go work it out. That's the message. Go work it out. There's no reason to bring in lawyers, break up the home. You're wrecking your home. You're a home wrecker. The term home wrecker usually mean a woman, a younger woman. She's beautiful and she wants what that married woman wants, but she doesn't want to go get her own husband. She wants a man that's already established as a husband, as a father. She wants that already. So what the homewrecker does, she comes in, she uses her body, her charm, whatever, lust, to get the current wife out the picture, to get the current kids out the picture, and she moves right on in. But today, women are wrecking their own homes, calling in the police, calling in the lawyers, calling in CPS, calling on caseworkers. You have your wives today are putting in place a exhausting, unnecessary protocols just for the man to see his own child. A man is dictated by a complete stranger when he can see his own kids. Now the kids are playing ping pong. Well, now me and your dad, we're co-parenting. Co-parenting is another word for broken home. You're gonna go over to your dad 3 days and you're staying with me 4 days. And now the kid, this is an unhealthy environment. But a woman who don't forgive her cheating husband, she don't care about the unhealthy environment for the kids. It's all about her and her feelings. A woman who does not forgive her cheating, her unfaithful husband is a weak woman. Weak in the sense of you don't care about the husband, especially if he said he's sorry and he apologized for it and he wants to get the family back together. A woman's ego will wreck her own home. A weak woman in a sense of her selfishness, like she's not putting her kids first. A woman who doesn't forgive an unfaithful man is very problematic. She's a weak woman. She's a selfless woman. I'm sorry, she's a selfish woman. A woman who does not forgive her unfaithful man, her boyfriend, her fiance, her husband. She is selfish. It's all about her. How about getting some counseling? How about, Shaunie, figure out why he's cheating? Because he probably sensed that you never loved him. How about that? Why is this man always cheating? Shaq said because it was his ego. He can have all the women he wants. And just like the man in the interview said, well, you knew Shaq is one of the greatest basketball players, one of the greatest censors to ever do it. His numbers probably would have been through the roof if he had stayed healthy. And even with him getting bigger and slower, he was still dominant. That man was ferocious. He was a monster. You knew what you're getting yourself. You knew thousands of women were going to get with him. And you knew he was a cheater when you got with him because he had a girlfriend when you met, and you a cheater your damn self. How you going to get mad at Shaquille O'Neal? Because see what she thought, she knew Shaquille O'Neal was a player. Let's break it real simple. Shaquille O'Neal was a player. Shaunie tried to change him because she changed. I guess she changed. Right? She thought by having all these children with him, he was going to change. No. First off, he's a multimillionaire. You're lucky to even be around him. This is what I'm saying. Who are you, a woman who committed adultery in your own damn marriage? Who are you to place parameters on a multimillionaire? Who is you? Nobody knew who this woman was without Shaq. This is mind-boggling. We have women who, I don't know, now did she even contribute? Because all the success stories I've heard when Shaq speak about his personal life, Shaunie did not help him with none of that stuff. He had business partners, all these gurus around him to help him be successful. His dad, he talks a lot about his stepdad. I never heard about Shaunie getting him where he needs to go. And this woman, a woman has she thinks that she can put parameters on a multimillionaire. The man who's in the upper echelon of his craft, which is basketball, he's business minded, and now all that. He's a philanthropist. He goes to the hospitals to take care of kids. Shaquille O'Neal has a long list of humanitarian efforts. So he's a multimillionaire. He has a long list of humanitarian efforts. He took in your kids from your first man, and he's a stepdaddy. And then you want to look down on him, talking about you never loved him. This is what I want to get to too. I dare you, Shaunie, and women like Shaunie, please. You're lucky to be in Shaquille O'Neal's presence. You're lucky. There's billions of women struggling right now trying to figure this tough ass thing we call life, and they're trying to figure it out fast because we only have a little bit of time on earth, right? To get where we need to go. Women are frustrated, servers, nurses, they're all looking for a good man just to make their lives easier. So they can function, to have a great space where they can function, right? And here you come along. I don't know who made you goddess. You're lucky to be in Shaquille O'Neal's presence. And you are a hypocrite. You cheated on your first husband. Please. But this is another big message in this video. Listen. If you got this far, thank you. Listen. Many women marry their husbands, their fiancés, their man for the same reasons as Shaunie. For the image of marriage, for the image of having a happy home. Many women don't marry their men because they love them. Me and my mom had an argument about that. She said, no, women marry for the image. They can go just to go brag to their friends and be on social media. My man's doing it. I'm winning. They don't contribute to the man. They're not trying to learn the man. And a lot of these women like Shaunie who only marry their men simply because of the imagery and to make other people feel bad about their lives is all to stunt. A lot of them won't even give their men sex. You heard me, sex. There's many women, they'll give them sex before the marriage, but as soon as the marriage down the line, as soon as they get about 2 or 3 years in, the sex stops. Because now she doesn't have to give him any more butt naked, nasty, freaky sex, because she knows that he does not want to get a divorce because he will be in financial ruins. Fellas, be careful of who you get involved with. That's what I'm saying. If a woman, you're looking for a woman who has a forgiving, a soft spirit, a forgiving heart, an unfailing love, a spirit that's reasonable. We're human. Women are beautiful. They're nasty. They're soft. They're fun to be around. I love women. Speaking from a man who I love women. Right? I'm not excused to cheating. Cheating is absolutely wrong. It's devastating. You're putting yourself at risk for diseases and unwanted families on the side. But what I'm saying, if you didn't start another family, there's no diseases. You fellas, you need to be careful. When you're vetting a woman, ask her how she treated her ex. Did she put her last boyfriend on child support? Whatever that woman did to her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend, she's going to do it to you. If she didn't forgive her ex for cheating, she's not going to forgive you. Now, you get involved with a woman who doesn't forgive. I don't deal with women like that. Beat it. Beat it. Because I'm human. When you got married, you didn't marry God, who's perfect. You didn't marry Jesus, who's perfect. You didn't marry the Holy Spirit, who is perfect. You didn't marry the Word of God. You did not marry the Word of God. Those 4 things are perfect. Anything outside, even the angels are imperfect. So when you got married, he's supposed to be perfect and walk on. You're signing up to walk on eggshells for the rest of your life, fellas. You are signing up to walk on eggshells because one little mistake, divorce, and you're done. You're cooked, torched, fried. You understand what I'm saying? Look for a woman who's reasonable, because men lie, women lie, men lie, women lie, everybody corrupt. But what you do is, man and woman, you work through it for the sake of the children, for the sake of financial stability, for the sake of real love. Real love is hard, but it's beautiful too. Real love can be hard and it can be easy. It depends on our approach. So if a woman is not forgiving, and she's willing to wreck her home because like I said, look for a woman who understands men. A real man loves women, and he's human. Outside of loving women, and we're all flawed. Look for a woman like that that's reasonable. Baby, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm sorry. Work through it. That's why I said a woman who doesn't forgive a cheating man is a weak woman. She'll sabotage herself, sabotage her relationship, wreck the home, call in divorce. Oh man, but y'all flood my comments. I'm tired of talking about Shaunie. What a mess. She said she never loved Shaq. So why the fuck did you marry him? 250, capital G News, I'm gone.